But it was interesting. How did you go from leadership to venture capital?
Pretty much my world pre-corporate finance was helping businesses. I was always parachuted and brought into businesses to turn them around, fix the problems, supercharge the growth. And a lot of businesses, you can see some operational quick wins, but really the best way to get a business performing has always been by leading people and serving people and multiplying yourself with people below you so that they can then grow the organization. And I've been very, very successful from doing that. That leads you to often, you've done really well, now we want to sell the business, great. Now help me sell the business, great. We've sold the business, can you go and work in another company and do it and move it up and up and up? So I've been doing that around the globe for many, many years. And it got to a point where after 10 moves in 12 years, we said, well, why don't we do that end part? Why don't we set up a firm, do that end part, and really focus on the exit strategies of business owners who have done the first part without me, and then just move into corporate finance. And we'll keep it niche, we'll keep it IT, we'll keep it telecoms, and we'll keep it software focused, because it's an industry, it's sectors that I know very well. And then we'll kind of just move to that part, and that way, very selfishly, you and I can be a little bit more at home. I can be a little bit more based in one place rather than every 2 or 3 years helping grow, develop, improve, sell a company, and then moving someplace else.
Okay, so why so tell us a bit about venture corporate finance then.
Yeah, so we set up venture corporate finance 3 years ago. We set it up because the way corporate finance firms are in the UK, they're all very much geared towards themselves. They may have some good experience, they might have some good transactional people, they might have some good marketing people, but they really are geared towards helping themselves. And from understanding the industry and working with some players, we just felt that it just really wasn't what shareholders were looking for. We believe that when we're pitching to somebody, if we're the industry experts, we know the market, we know the buyers, we know what the sellers are, we know their businesses, then we should either be able to sell their business pretty straightforward, pretty easily, or we should say that we can't sell it. There should be no halfway house of trying to sell it. We should either sell it or don't sell it. And if we can sell it, then we should back ourselves in the marketplace and make it a contingent offer on success. So they pay us when we are successful. And that's a good way of aligning us with the shareholders who are looking to sell. So we felt that proposition would be something of a novelty in the marketplace, and something which the shareholders could buy into when they're looking at a corporate finance firm, that would give them a little bit more security that if they are going to do a deal, that it would get done. Because if we don't get paid, what's the point of working for 6 months for nothing? So we're all invested in the same marketplace. That's led us to a situation where 2023, we are the most successful IT corporate finance firm in the UK. We've done 5 transactions already this year, worth a value of circa 60 million. The other players who've been in the marketplace for 20 years have done maybe 1-2 deals this year.
I noticed on your LinkedIn post how many deals you'd got over the line.
Yeah, we've still got more in the pipeline and more to complete. So this should be a very successful year for us. And to be honest, COVID has brought about a lot of positives for the IT telecoms sector. And it's been a very buoyant marketplace for buyers looking to acquire businesses and for shareholders looking to exit. That's coming to, that certainly peaked last year and into this year, and it'll tail off this year, and market conditions will see and determine that M&A will plateau and maybe start dipping off as we go towards next year's the cost of borrowing and the opportunities become a little bit more harder to find.
So do you specialize in telecoms and IT because it's just a field that you know, or is it because they tend to be bought and sold a lot?
A lot of the sales that we're doing are retirement sales, so there would be a general depth of people who have, in their early 30s, 15 to 25 years ago, set up their own IT firms all over the UK, and that is coming to a kind of a role where a lot of them are looking to exit and have been looking to exit for the last 5 years. So that's a very buoyant M&A marketplace, and there's a lot of very strong private equity-backed buyers in the marketplace who are looking to acquire. So the IT and telecoms marketplace has been extremely buoyant for M&A, which is good, but software is now starting to come to the fore, and SaaS-related businesses are now starting to look at financing, growth, and exit strategies, and we will look at sectors outside of IT, telecoms, and SaaS in the coming years as well.
Okay, are you finding that there's more sort of stakeholder buyouts now where the employees buy the firm? Is that something you would get involved in? Because that takes quite a lot, probably a lot more planning.
Yeah, there's a lot of noise in the marketplace about employee owner trust, the EOTs,
yes.
Where the shareholders are selling down to the employees. That's taken a lot of prominence in the last 6 months to 12 months, mainly because it's the most tax efficient way an owner can sell his business. He sells his business and the profits of the business pay him back over 3 to 5 years or until that valuation is achieved. So that is something that's in the marketplace. It was quite loose in terms of regulation last year and the years before. That's starting to become more regulated and tighter controlled because people have been using it as an advantage for tax purposes. But it would be the minority route that shareholders would take as an exit.
Right. Okay.
Because they're still beholden to the business and the business performance.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. So what's your biggest success story that you've had?
The biggest success stories we've probably had would be going from a zero start 2 years ago to being a business that's delivering over £60 million worth of transactions in 5 months. So our ability to have no transactions as a corporate finance business to being very successful as a corporate finance business. Again, no different really from when I was working in the corporate world. It's around people, the leadership of people and the ability to train, develop and support your people so that they can be successful. And that is one of our key strengths within our business, that our people are continually developing and innovating themselves to be the best that they can be.
So I notice you're a fan of Good to Great.
Yes. Yes, and also probably my biggest leanings would be probably John Maxwell.
Yes. So do you apply that into businesses when you're sort of getting them ready to exit as well?
I talk a lot about where they can take the business. The law of the lid is a good example of that, where businesses, there's probably 4 steps in the evolution of any business. One is getting a business to about £500,000 turnover. That's an owner-led 1, 2 or 3 people organisation. Probably not very focused on the management or the processes or the procedures, and a lot focused on day-to-day doing. And then it goes from £500,000 up to £1 million. Now you're starting to bring more people into organisation. Now you're starting to, probably as an owner, try to take that little bit of a step away. But how do you manage people? How do you lead people? How do you put the processes in place for your business that can be successful in a platform that can build for growth? That's where some people get stuck. If they can put that in place, then generally you'll see they'll take the business from 1 million to 3 million. And again, the leadership of your business is all about You're now looking at probably 15 to 20 people. You're now managing people and leading people on a day-to-day basis, and all the problems that come with that. And from somebody who's maybe a technical owner of a business to becoming a people-led leadership role, that's often a very big challenge.
Yes,
and also it's a tough step, because at that stage your company's a very different business, and also you are then at that point looking to see whether the people that you've grown and developed are capable of continuing to grow and develop in a business of a £3 million business to take it to a £5 million business, and people at that point possibly start having to leave the business, or the law of the lid says that the business can't go any further because people won't learn, they won't develop, they can't take that next step themselves. So the 3 to 5 million is a big step, and then 5 million plus, you are looking at a whole different structure within businesses of having financial directors, of having sales directors. You've got a middle management layer that you need to run the business. And then again, you kind of take that 5 to 10 million pound step. So you've got different steps and different evolutions of a business owner that sometimes holds the business back, sometimes can accelerate the business by being much freer and trusting of the staff. And we talk about that for various different levels when we're speaking to businesses as to how do they think they can grow their business, because in IT and telecoms, you're not going to grow your business by 50% year on year. You're going to grow yourself maybe anything from 3 to 15% year on year, and to go from a valuation here to a valuation up here would be almost impossible organically. So it's how do you grow your business, and is it the right thing to exit at what you've got now, or keep on looking at growth strategies?
Are referrals quite an important part of your business? How you get your business?
Generally, no. Mainly because shareholders who exit, they exit in isolation of their own business. They work in their own ecosystem. We're dealing with businesses that are generally 3 million to 20 million in turnover. So they have people that they know, but often when they exit for retirement, they sell the business, they do a bit of a handover, and then they are gone. They are out on the beach or wherever they're going and doing, and they've got no interest in looking back. So what is important to us is our testimonials. So our service and support that we deliver, we want to make sure that every single customer can give us a positive testimonial on their experience of working with us, the process and the excellence that we deliver. So that's an important feature of our business.
Okay. What's inspiring about what you do?
We're a financial-led organization. I don't know if anything in finance is inspiring. I guess what we have is the opportunity to help shareholders achieve something that they more than likely couldn't achieve themselves, and that is an effective exit at a valuation that often sets them up for the rest of their life. Most people selling their business aren't going off and making transformational life sums. They're not going off and buying Ferraris and yachts. Most people are going off and saying, for the next 20 to 30 years of my life, I want to be earning the same money if I've been taken as a business owner, but I don't want any of the hassle of the people, the operations, the cash flow, all the owner-led things. I just want my cash to sit in my bank, to work for me, and not have to worry about it. So that's what we really deliver for our clients, and for our staff. We deliver an environment which is very inclusive and very supportive, an opportunity to work the way that they want to work, to be successful as they want to be.
Excellent. So what's the most exciting thing about the next 12 months for you?
We've got some really exciting innovations coming up. Obviously, GPT is a big conversation topic in the whole tech space at the moment, and it's a chance to take corporate finance into the next, I guess, the next step of evolution of how corporate finance is done. So we're working hard on AI and AI innovation projects for this year, which we'll launch probably in Q4 of this year, which will help continue our position as a market leader in corporate finance in the UK.
Excellent. So last question. I think I might know the answer to this from what you said. If you were going to recommend any business owner to read a book, what would the book be?
It would probably be the John Maxwell book of Everybody Communicates, Few People Connect.
Right, okay.
And I think that the ability to communicate is often understated in business world, and the ability to connect is very rare for medium, small entrepreneurs. They're very isolated in their own environment, and they often have high turnover or ongoing turnover issues. So their ability to learn to connect with their people would be a key thing, that if they do that, and they do that very, very well, that what they could do with their business could be significantly better than what they're probably delivering just now.
Okay, that's brilliant. Thanks very much for coming on. Really appreciate that.